Welcome to Oaken Bros,
Happy
everybody.
hump day, everyone. Happy beginning of the month.
Happy March 2020.
Wait, 2020?
2021?
It's
2020.
here, right?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's
that
next week.
It's a year when the world changed forever.
My kids were home already. Alex had pink eye, and then Kayla got pink eye. So they were home the last week of February.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first week of March came, and everyone started panicking in the news.
We just coming back from Vegas, right, Eric?
Yeah, it was the end of February.
We just came back. Yeah.
Sharon's on. Sharon says hello.
Think about it. We went to an international convention, and I was hugging people from Italy, shaking hands with people from China.
Yep.
I mean, it was unbelievable. So who the hell knows what happened? So yeah, we got some hellos here. We got Tammy. What's up, Tammy? How are you?
Hi, Tammy.
We got the Paz in the house.
What's up, Adam? Adam, I got your email. I will be emailing you back. Unless that was like a spam email.
What, are you guys not including me?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't supposed to mention that?
I don't know. What's going on here?
I mean, Adam and I are like this. It's a Mulcahy's thing. You don't understand that.
I'm very jealous.
You should be.
So we had a few people email us earlier today, and they should be getting on. We had one person in earlier testing their mic, doing a mic check. So Pam, if you're ready, you can come back in now, and we would love to get started. Mom, anything you want to say?
No, just like I said, people come into a session expecting to hear from somebody, and very often somebody else comes through. Like maybe they were expecting their husbands or whatever it is, and then somebody else comes through and they're disappointed. A lot of times they just don't exactly say, do you know this? Do you know that? And they'll go, no. And because they're looking for something else. Yesterday I was doing a reading with somebody, and she was looking for specific information. As soon as she got on, I said, your father is showing me 47th Street, which is the Diamond District. Did he have something to do with jewelry? And she went, no. And she said to me, he was in 42nd Street, but he kept taking me back to those two diamonds on either side of 47th Street. Michael will know what they are. They have those two.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember.
Yeah, the two like tall things with the diamonds on top. And I kept asking her, and she said no. And then we talked for an hour or so, and then she said, yeah, my father owned an eyeglass and a jewelry store. And I said, he owns a jewelry store? Because it had gotten to the point where she kept saying no. I said, you know what? I'm not getting anything.
So why do you think that is? Why do you think that people, want to hear? I'm sorry, I'm just adjusting my
Hello,
volume
Alda.
over here.
Long time no see.
Hey, Alda. Miss you, Alda. Why do people do that? Why do people they expect to hear things? And do you think there's disappointment there when they go like, oh, you didn't mention that my dad was a smoker?
Everybody has a kind of itinerary in their head or a plan in their head that they want to hear certain things. I wanted to hear one thing from my mother, one thing from my mom. I mean, I wanted to hear lots of things, but there was one thing in particular I was looking to hear. And it took 10 sessions with different mediums until I finally heard that one remark that I was looking for. But she told me a whole lot of other stuff. I mean, I didn't go out disappointed. I think, you have to accept whatever they're trying to get through. And then again, I'm getting an image. So I try to relay the images as best I can, but sometimes I miss an important point. Like maybe I'll say, they're showing me a Volvo, but I don't mention that it's blue just because I just don't. And maybe the blue was the important part of that message. So a lot of there's a lot of, it's kind of like putting together a puzzle.
Eric, put up at the bottom.
We have someone here. So
all right, you want to just say, because I think people on my feed are looking to try and get a reading too. Do you want to?
It's right in the description. So if you read the description of the original post, you can see where you can email and you can get in on it.
Theresa Callahan said something's freezing up. So
we have Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Susan, right away, I'm getting a female presence. So I think it's either your mother or your grandmother. Is it either one of those two?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother. Did your grandmother play a role in your upbringing? Did you used to go there? She didn't. She wasn't in. You didn't go to her house. I'm definitely getting a strong female presence, and it's an older one, like I said. Do you have anybody with a G name? Like it could be George and it could be Greta. It could be any kind, Gail, any kind of that hard G name. Write it down. Either way, write it down.
I'll write it down.
Yeah, always write it down because, like I said, sometimes you're listening, you want somebody so specific. I'm getting a male with an H name. Do you have somebody with it? There's like a yellow dot, a green dot. Do you see it on her?
It's just a
that's just the glare from the
just
light.
a reflection. It's not spirit, Mom.
I know. Okay, so
I see it. Yeah.
I am getting an H name. Is your father here as well?
No.
So your father is passed.
Yes.
Did your father work with his hands? Was he some kind of a carpenter or a bricklayer? Did he do like manual labor like that?
No.
Who in the family did manual labor? Nobody? Grandfather? You don't know?
Don't know. I don't know.
Okay, and was there someone who wore a uniform? Like he was in the army? Or
Probably probably the great grandfather. Yeah.
Great grandfather. Yeah, because I'm getting that he did so. Did he do something with airplanes? Was he an airplane? Did he do something with repairing airplanes?
I'd have to ask. I don't know.
Ask, because I'm seeing him with a small toolbox, and I'm reminded of a story my husband told me about when his plane, he was on his way to LA, and the plane was doing some funky stuff, and all of a sudden a guy run from the front, and he was bringing a little tiny toolbox to work on the plane, and he said, with that, you're going to fix the plane? And when they landed, an emergency landing, he called me and said, get me out of here. So that's the image, like he brought me right back to that. So your father is passed, and
yes.
Is there a small dog connected to your father? Did he have a dog? You have a dog? Ever?
I have a dog now.
You have a dog now. Did he know the dog?
No, never met him.
Never met him.
Never met her. Sorry. The day that I was supposed to show up we lived in different cities. I brought the dog to show him, and he literally passed that day I got there.
Okay, so he's bringing up the dog to let you know he sees the dog now. You see, it's like a puzzle piece. He showed me a dog, so I don't know if you had a dog or he had a dog. It means nothing to me. But obviously there's a story with the dog. So that validates that this is your father. I'm getting that G name. Is there a Gary? I am getting, they are saying there is a G name. So,
Mom, there's someone on my thread that's saying you're talking directly to her. So I don't know if there's cross currents here.
Yeah, that's what very often happens. So
there's a girl that I went to high school with here that's on saying, Mike, she's talking to me. So
tell her, hold on, and we'll get.
Right. I told her to email Eric. Look for Theresa when she.
Did you guys feel when we did that little exercise before we let people on? Did you feel the room fill up with souls? I want to say that I felt them all behind me. Eric, did you feel it? Because there were a lot of people coming in. So your father is coming in. So who had a problem? Like I'm getting that there was something connected to the brain, like whether it was Alzheimer's or dementia. That's your father. So that he's validating that it's him. Why is he showing me thick socks? Did you used to put thick socks on his? Yeah. Okay. All right. So he's letting us know. Go ahead, Susan. Tell us about the socks.
No, I'm just thinking the compression socks at one point we would put on him.
Yeah, because he's showing me that his feet, like he's showing me that he couldn't even put his own socks on. He was like angry about this, that he couldn't put and he's showing me that his legs are like stiff in the bed and that people had to do this for him. And it was humiliating. And now he's not complaining. You guys really treated him with respect and he wants to thank you for that. But he says, you gotta know it was hard for me. You know, this was not who I was. What's up with models or puzzles? Did he do fine kind of things? Like he was a really bright individual. Like he said, look at what
an artist. Yes, okay. The painting behind me, it was his.
I see. Yeah, because he's showing me like fine work, and I'm getting a model with a fine paintbrush, but that, that's just the image he's showing me. And that makes sense. Like he said, I reached such heights doing what I did. Like he had complete status. This was not an artist who hated his work. He loved did he have trouble letting go of every piece? Like they were part of him?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
He really loved the artwork. And when he couldn't do it anymore, much as he loved you and your mother, is there a brother? Do you have a brother?
Yes.
Yeah. So as much as he loved, so it's just the two of you, correct?
Yeah. There's another daughter. There's a third.
There's a third daughter. Okay. Are you the oldest?
Youngest.
You're the youngest. So what he's telling me is when he couldn't do his passions, and it was hard to leave. Is it fair to say that you had a really tight family? Like it was, the kids were around the dinner table. Did you have a banquet, like where the kids sat on one side and the parents sat on the other? Because he's showing people sliding in on one side and he and your mother were on the other side. But like it was dinner together. It was like a really idyllic kind of you get real horror stories, and this isn't one of them.
Right? Yeah.
Devoted dad, devoted mom, and it was all about the children. And
yes, definitely.
I get the feeling like you could have gone to your father and said, I don't want to be a teacher, or I don't want to be this, and he would give you full support to follow your dream. Is that,
Yes, yes, definitely.
Are you, who of the I don't know if it's you, but someone is switching their job at this point or doing something with their job. Something is different. I don't mean COVID being home, but there's like a train track and there's like a new track. In other words, who is doing something different? Who's moving on?
I would think it would be me, that I was going to kind of start something new with my brother. So,
green
yeah.
light. You got a big green light from him. He's giving me the chills. He's like, really, I don't know what it is, but is it involving the internet?
No.
Okay. Whatever it is, there is a huge green light, and he is really excited about this venture. And he's saying it's about time. So I don't know what that means, that maybe you dilly-dallied a long time and didn't want to do it. But he's saying jump off the cliff. Don't be afraid. Like, go for it. What I've learned from them on the other side is that the days drag, but the years fly. And don't live a life of, I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Go for it. And if it fails, the only difference is you're going to be smarter at the end of it. It's not, it's like there's no, he's laughing. He says, you remember he had those gum erasers? He's showing me these gum erasers that, they can really erase mistakes. So take his gum eraser and don't worry about it. Who got his watch? Did he have a watch with a metal band?
A metal band? No, but my kids have his watches.
Okay, he's showing me the watch and I see a metal band. He's showing my father's watch. So you have 2 sons?
3.
3 sons. I'm getting those numbers. I keep getting the 2s, but which one of them is interested in art? There's one that's interested in art, or an art.
But he can do it. He's very talented.
Yeah. He says again, he's got his eyes on him. He says if this kid gets a shiver, like he feels like someone's watching him, he's watching him. He says he doesn't have enough light to work. Give him more light. I don't know what that means. So, that's what he's showing me, like a light. We just spent a half hour playing with my lights, and he's saying, talk about the lights. So I don't know who has the drafting table or a big table to work?
We just got one.
Okay. So he's letting you know he's there. Yeah. He's letting you know he's there. And by any chance, don't tell me, but is the dog's name something like Scruffy or Muffy or something like a cute name like that? But don't tell me if it's not. It what?
It's not, but it's got an E at the end. It's kind of, but
it's got the Y, but it's like a cute. Yeah, it's like, because he's telling me he wants you to know it's really important to him that that he saw the dog, and You know, he sees every part of your life. And he says to tell you whatever it is that you're worrying about, that you're sitting up at night and you're worrying. I'm not going to say what it is. He's not going to tell. He's a very private guy. But
Very.
he says, Susan, he doesn't want you worrying about it. Whatever it is that's preying on your mind. Are you having a problem at night before you go to sleep? You're sitting there and it's like running like a squirrel in your head and you're worried?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He says, stop. He says, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Who's the H name, like Hattie or Helen?
Don't know.
Don't know. Write it down.
Okay.
Does he have a sister that's there?
Yes.
He does. Is
Yes.
there a Shirley or a well, you're the S, but is there another S name?
That's gone. No, my mother-in-law Shirley, but she's still here.
That doesn't matter. As long as there's a Shirley, we have to fit it in sometimes they call out, sometimes it's for people here, or they're calling out their names. Have you ever been to New York, the subway?
Yeah.
It's like when you're in the subway and you hear the train coming and you hear whoa, whoa, whoa. So you get part of the name. But I did hear Shirley very loud. He knew Shirley?
Yes.
Did he like Shirley?
Yes.
Why is he showing me potato salad in regard to Shirley?
Don't know.
You have barbecues? That's the only thing I could think of. Did you celebrate things with Shirley, with potato, like outside, like barbecue, things like that? He's showing me a big bowl of potato salad. I don't know why. For me, for me, when I see potato salad, I think of a family gathering. Are you planning a family gathering?
No, definitely not now.
I know with COVID, but like, is it you're thinking that as soon as it's over, who's graduating?
Nobody right now. Well, maybe my eldest son. We'll say my eldest son. Not yet, but yeah.
But we're closer than further.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's graduating high school or college?
College.
Okay. He's showing me like a boy who would be your son in the cap and gown, and he wants you to know he's going to be there. He's not going to miss it. He will be there. Who smoked a pipe?
My grandfather.
Okay. Your grandfather's there.
Yes. My mother's father.
You sure there's no Henrys? Harry's? There's not a Henry? Ask your mom.
Okay.
Ask your mom. There might be. And
Harry.
is there a Thomas?
No.
Okay. Just write those names down. They may belong to somebody else, but when I hear him, I got to say him.
Mm-hmm.
So did your brother just get a new car? Who got a new car?
No.
Is one of the kids learning to drive?
No.
Okay. I don't know what he means by this. He showed me a car. It might be someone else piggybacking.
Okay.
But the important thing your father wants you to know, he hasn't missed anything. Did you do something with a memorial garden for him?
No.
You didn't plant something outside or do a bench in his memory? Nothing was done in his memory. Okay, it might belong to somebody else. But he's showing me. Did you cremate him?
No.
So he's buried
Yes.
in a plot.
Yes.
Mom, there's someone on my feed that's saying yes to basically everything that you're saying. So I'm sorry, Susan.
That's okay.
At least you heard from your dad. I mean, that's amazing.
I have someone on this side talking, and her father's right over here. Well, he's actually with you. He's right behind you, and he's really. He says he swells with pride for everything you've done for the kids, for your brother, for your sister. In other words, he couldn't have asked for a better life. He loved your mother. You know, it's like it's almost too good to be true, and he wants your mother to know that he's with her. Did he have a recliner?
Yes.
Okay. Did the recliner have a light next to it?
No.
No. Okay, because he's into the light. He likes lights. he likes brightness. He likes the lights. But he's showing me the recliner. Like, was the recliner where he faced the TV? Did he used to sit and watch the TV in his recliner?
Yes.
He wants to know that didn't change. He said, and did your mother have to watch his shows? Was there something going on between them that they watched his shows and not her shows? Does that kind of make sense?
No, they used to watch a show together, and no, they wouldn't watch it. She wouldn't have to watch his shows.
Yeah, ask her if she got her way with the remote. Just ask. Bridgerton was on. They weren't watching Bridgerton. Let's put it that way. You know, they were going to watch maybe Wheel of Fortune or something that he
Exactly what they would watch together. Yeah.
he's showing me the Wheel of Fortune. So I mean, she never put up. She was perfection. She was perfection, and made his life all that it was. You know.
True.
And he had a fulfilling life, and he says it ain't over because he watches everything that's going on, and he doesn't want you to think he's not there and he's not missing anything. Like he's showing me a picture with sadness that he's not in the picture, and he wants you to close your eyes and imagine him in the picture. Like leave a spot for him. He's there participating in everything. And the last name I'm going to tell you is Rita. I don't know if there's a Rita in the family. No. So it's definitely, we've got loud people back here. We're stepping all over you. I'm also hearing the name Donald. So if you know, I don't know what to do with those names, but I think we got your father. I think he made himself clear.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was
Thank
nice.
you, Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There's someone on my feed. I went to high school with her.
I have another person here now. So you ready, Mom?
Sure. Hi, Pamela. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. It was funny because I saw her name was Susan, but I was thinking Pamela. It was very weird. It's very weird.
I was nodding my head a lot.
Yeah,
During the.
Yeah, did you recognize any of the names that I called out? Were any of those names for you?
I think I was more focused on what you were saying about Dad and Mom, and I was like, I heard no names other than what you were talking about. So,
So
Donald I heard, but that doesn't ring a bell.
Right. Well, I said a lot of names, but none of them I didn't hit. Usually I do hit the names, but I didn't hit any of them with her. But both of your parents are gone, or just one of them?
Yeah,
Both are gone. And I'm going to ask the name George. If you have any George, is there a George in the family? That G name, whoever he is, he doesn't want to stop. There is a G here. So you don't have a G name, Gary, George, nothing like that. Just write it down because you may think of it later like, oh my God, how could I have forgotten Uncle Gary? You know? So your father, who passed from the heart, like the chest area? It was like, it might have involved lungs or the chest area. Who passed from the chest area? Like maybe congestive heart failure?
Well, I did have a grandfather that passed away from congestive heart failure. But my dad had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yeah. You don't tell me. We make them work for it, and that validates it.
Okay.
Did your father walk with a cane in the end? Was your father walking with a cane? Who couldn't put on shoes and they had to wear white socks with sandals? Who could not put on shoes? In the end, their feet were a mess, and they had to wear socks with like those slip-on shoes. Does that any pictures come to you with that?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'll write it because it could have been. It could have been a grandparent that I did.
Yeah, I'm picturing a grandparent, and I'm feeling like it's your grandfather. How about the name Joseph? Is there any Joseph in there? A J name, John, Joseph? Oh, she froze. Pamela, don't freeze.
Maybe back it out, Eric, and bring it back in.
We'll see if she'll come back. Oh, she's give her another minute to try and join back.
Yeah, because there was someone on my feed that was like saying, "Yes, this is me. This is me."
Well, that's what happens, and very often when you hear a reading, a lot of it does apply to you because It's, they are getting messages. There are messages all around. Today on TikTok, I talked about even in songs, you can get a message. You can hear a song and all of a sudden say, oh my God.
I believe that. I believe that.
My father was talking to me or my mother was talking to me.
Yeah. Any more in queue, Eric?
Yeah. Well, Pam's back.
Okay.
So give it a second.
I'm here.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, so I had asked you if you had a J name, Joseph or John. There are no J.
Family or
It could be anybody. Like once you take the name, then we can try to fit it. And was there a police officer? Was somebody a police officer?
yes.
Okay. Who was the police officer? Maybe if she calls him without the picture.
Don't even know if that's really possible.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on.
I don't know if you want to get, yeah.
Here we go. Okay, it happens. Who's the police officer?
A cousin.
Is he
He's
here?
retired.
He's here
Yes,
though.
Yes.
Okay, but he's related to that grandfather we talked about, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So, who passed from? I'm getting. I think I'm feeling like breast cancer. Did someone pass from complications of breast cancer? Maybe not breast cancer, but complications from a cancer or breast cancer.
Both my parents from cancer.
Well, we know about the non-Hitch, but so your mother died from cancer too. But it was,
Yes.
Was it the kind of thing that obviously it metastasized, so it was in multiple places, but did they not identify the origin, like where it came in? Like, in other words, did it come in maybe through her gut area and it ended up somewhere else and it was not identified?
Yes, it did. Do you want me to tell you?
Well, you can, because she's telling me that she said to me that you might have thought it was the one cancer, but it was really another cancer, and that she had it for a long time, but it wasn't identified.
Pancreatic
Cancer. So that explains everything to me. Pancreatic cancer is often not, like, in other words, people have pain and they say it's gas or whatever, and by the time they identify the pancreatic cancer, it's too late. And that's kind of in this area. So that was the area I was feeling. So she went relatively quick. Like, in other words, from diagnosis to death, it was really quick. And it was almost like you close your eyes and it was over, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's saying that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That disease progresses very fast and violently. And, if they treat people with that, very often the treatments are so horrific that it just prolongs the inevitable. So as much as she hated leaving you, you have a sister?
Yes.
So there's two of you, right? There's two of you?
Yeah. There's just two of us left. Yes.
Right. Okay. So you've got a brother on the other side?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he would, you know what? He was a massive heart attack. I didn't even, it just.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Who had the R name? Richie, Ralphie? Who had the R name? Hold on with it, because just hold that name. Just write it down. But so he was the massive heart attack. Did he die at work and you got a phone call? And he was rushed?
Yeah. Yes, actually he died. He was at home when it happened, but he was rushed to the hospital.
Yeah, it was the kind of thing, like, it happened so fast, and by the time you all got there, it was over.
Yeah, I got the phone call. Yeah.
You got the phone call, and he's apologizing that you had to go then until your parents were here still, right? He went before them.
Yes.
You had the unenviable task of explaining to your parents, how did this happen, right? Did he have a history? He did not have a history.
He did. He did have a history, but he was very young. But yes, and I did have to tell my parents.
Right, right. Like it's the kind of thing that you couldn't believe it. I asked you, he was the policeman? No, that was your cousin was the policeman. He's showing me a uniform. Was he in the army or something?
My brother? Yes, my brother was a Marine.
Yeah, he's showing me that you buried him in his uniform. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he's showing me he had the braid here. And, he's showing me a uniform, so I know that he had a uniform. Did he have children?
His soon-to-be wife was pregnant with twins, but lost them.
Oh my God! Were they two little girls? Because he's showing me two little girls.
That I don't know, but I know they were twins.
Yeah, he's giving me the chills because he said right away, talk about my two little girls to her. She's going to understand. Is there a Susan in your house? Is there a Susan in your family? An S named Susan? Sherry, Susan?
Sherry, my sister.
Okay, so he's calling it. Well, is it fair to say the three of you were very close?
My brother and I were, yes. My sister and I weren't, but we are now.
Okay. Well, he's indicating again, just like before, it's a close-knit family that, it was tight. And he's showing me two girls jumping rope. So I don't know if you jumped rope with your sister, but he's showing me that. So I don't know if that's his memory. He's showing me like he's playing baseball. Like, in other words, it's an idyllic childhood. It wasn't, he's showing me it was a nice child. He had a good life. That's what he's showing me.
My brother and his friends jumped rope with me. Yes.
Well, he's showing me the jump rope, and it's a really long one. And you did some fancy footwork. Did you do double Dutch? He's showing me,
Yes.
He says, my sister knew how to do it. He showed me double Dutch, and he was really proud of you, he would, my sister. So, yeah. How about the name Greg? They're trying, so I'm hearing names, and that's that G name again. Greg. That's a name I've never heard before. So there's definitely a G here that wants to come through for somebody. All right. So he wants to tell you, your brother, that he's kind of taken over. You took care of mom and dad, right? Is that fair to say that you were the one? He says, I got it now. He's taking care of them now. And he's really kind of serious. He says, thank you for your service, kind of thing. Like how we say to people in the Army, thank you for your service. He's kind of like, I don't know if he's got that kind of sense of humor or whatever. Did he have a tattoo on his arm? Who has the tattoo?
Not that I recall, but he could have, because when he came out of the military, he wasn't living here.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
He's showing a tattoo on the shoulder here, and it's like a well-built arm, like somebody who's fit. He was. Yeah, he's like, do you believe this? Like, what happened to me? Who would have thought, that this would have happened, that he was kind of fit. And did he run? Did he jog? Because he's showing me him in shorts, gym shorts, and that he's jogging and running and doing all kinds of physical things. Like, look at this. But it's like, when it's your time, it's your time.
He climbed Mount Fuji twice. So he was very fit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that a cat?
Yes, that's one of my cats.
It's one of your cats. Do you have a cat with a name like Misty? Is there a cat with the name Misty, or some kind of a a weather name like Shadow Misty or something like that? Is there one cat with that kind of name?
I have Maddie. That's the one that's making all the noise right now.
Yeah, I don't know
like
if
a
it's
little
Maddie.
baby in the background.
Yeah, no, it was a cat. I knew it was a cat.
Yeah.
Does the cat go and stare out the window and make that noise? Does she go to the window and just kind of make that noise, or sit on the top of a chair and call out? Does she do that?
Yeah.
Meow.
Yes, that's what he's doing right now. It's like, yes, he does that.
Yeah, when he does that, they're in the room with you. You know, the cat
Okay.
can see them, and the cat talks to them, but they're in the room. You know, cats and dogs and children, they do that kind of stuff. I know my grandchildren will sit and have a conversation. We go in the room, there's nobody there, and they say Grandpa was just here. So cats, dogs, children, people who are not affected by being afraid of what people are going to think of them, um, they actually see through the veil and they get to see. So understand, you know, they're with you. Your father is showing me a Father's Day card. Did you buy him, or is there something, a story about a Father's Day card, and did you buy him one and read it to him, or was there one that meant something to you, or did you find one that he kept?
I think he kept every Father's Day card that I gave him. Nothing is standing out to me right now, but
He's showing me a Father's Day card, and
okay.
it's like a big card, and that it meant something to him. So it could be, if he kept the cards, he's just saying that's the card, that everything meant something to him. You know, that you were all very special to him, and he enjoyed being a father. Did
He
you
did.
read when he was in the end of his illness? Did you go did you read to him?
I talked to him a lot. I stayed with him the whole time.
He's
So,
showing me sitting by the bed, you know, and for me, it's like you're reading, but you're talking. You're like, you tried to keep him engaged. You tried your best to not let him be lost in the mists. What he wants you to know is that he heard everything that you said. In the end, though, did you tell him to let go?
yes, I did.
You took his hand and you told him?
I did. I stayed with him in the ICU the whole time and held his hand and stayed right by the bed. But I did. I told him that he could go.
Yeah, he's saying, thank you. That was really unselfish. And he commends you. He says, you're the girl he knew you would be, that you gave him that permission, because it was hard to leave. And he didn't want to leave. He left first. Your mother was still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to leave. And he was staying, and it was just too hard for him. But the fact that you gave him that permission to let go, just, he did, you know. And he wants you to know, if you were afraid that he was afraid, he wasn't. Like, was there an instant right before he died, or when you knew he was dying, were you afraid for him? Like, was this really your
No.
first? You weren't afraid. So someone must have been afraid, and he wants the message to them to know, I was not afraid. It was an easy transition. He is showing me, I don't know what your religion is, but he is showing me the Mother Mary. Like, in other words, I don't know if that would apply, but I am seeing, was he a religious man?
He didn't go to church, but he did believe in God. And my mom was the one that was very religious, but he believed in God. So, and he lived a good life.
He lived a good life, and he was embraced by God when he went over.
Yeah.
Like, he's showing me a beautiful picture of Mary embracing him, and he wants you to have that image of how it was a beautiful experience. And he was there to greet your mother. And I think with your mom, was it a little bit easier? Did she just give a sigh and leave her body? Did she just sigh and leave?
She did. She did. She struggled at the beginning. You know, it was like, and she looked up a lot. So I figured she saw something I
was there.
Didn't see. Right. I think he was coming for her. There were a lot of cardinals involved that was a message to me. And then she did. She just was at peace in her face, took a deep breath, and That was
And it was just a sigh, and she let go. And that was because she saw him. And she wants you to have the visual of them in their 20s running off in a field together, because that's how it was. She says, go back and look at our old black and white pictures of when we were kids. And, you know, yeah, was your father so skinny that his belt kind of had to be made tight for him? Like there was a lot of belt hanging. Because she's showing me this image of his pants tucked in, and you know when they cinch the pants too tight, and she's showing me he was skinny, but like in a healthy way. And they were. I don't know if they married young, but they were young together. And she said, you know, they're showing me like The Notebook or one of those romantic movies that was what it was like. That when they were together again, it was like their romance. They were experiencing the best part of their lives, which is when they started out and had their family and lived. If they could live all those years again, they would. That it was joyous and beautiful, and thanks to you children. And they have your brother with them, and your brother has his 2 little girls. So is there a Christina?
There is, but she's not family. Not blood.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But if there's Christina, that must be maybe somebody on the other side is calling out to her. I don't know if her parents are there or if there's a reason, but I did hear the name Christina. But,
Okay.
you know, they just want you to know they're together. Who has her engagement ring?
I do.
Yeah. Do you
My
wear
mom?
it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
I wear it.
We talked about the ring. So she's happy you're wearing it. And was there a necklace, a white gold necklace of some kind that she wore every day that had maybe a little stone in it, a little diamond? I would say it's a cross, or metal, but I don't know that it was. It was just something that maybe your father gave her that she wore around her neck, like a little necklace.
She did have a necklace, and it's, I can't think of the name of the stone, but this is the stone. Well, that's the stone.
A peridot. Yeah, it looks like it's a peridot, or it could be a sapphire. But is it blue?
It is. It is blue.
Yeah, it
and
could be blue.
She has a necklace. This was from one of the earrings.
Right.
She lost the earring, and I made a ring out of the other earring.
Right. And who has the necklace?
My sister.
Yeah. She says, have patience with your sister. Does that apply? Do you understand that? She says, have patience. She said,
yes, I do.
She said she's come a long way. She's come a long way. And she says, take the small victories. And she appreciates that you've taken her job. And you could have gone the other way and said, forget it, I don't want to deal with it. But she's really grateful that you didn't. And she knows it can be like that. But she says, thank you. She's your sister. And there's no one else. So you kind of have an obligation there. And she's really proud of you that you're living up to your obligations, you know. She's really grateful. If you could feel how grateful she is, she's really grateful. I'm going to try another name. I mean, I'm hitting 0 with these names, but I've got an Irene or Eileen, or Maureen, Colleen, Irene.
Colleen is my.
Colleen is your what?
It's my cousin. And
your cousin is here?
Here, and she is my mother's sister's daughter.
Right. Okay. Is your mother her godmother?
It's possible.
Yeah, because I'm getting a connection that she feels very connected to this girl. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just going to remove you for 1 second.
Okay.
You too, Eric.
What happened?
I don't know. Well.
Welcome to Oaken Bros, Pamela. How you doing there?
Okay.
Ooh, there's a bad echo in that.
You still have the echo, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
Her sister is still here, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a Becky?
Becky?
B name?
Becky?
B name, Becky, any kind of a B name for a woman. Was your mother close with her sister?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she's reaching out and her sister to know. She says, please tell her I'm okay, to stop worrying. I'm okay, you know? And so your mother was religious, right?
Very.
Very.
Would your mother in her faith, would she light candles in a church?
No.
No.
Okay. Because she's showing me lighted candles. So I don't know if, that's something that you would do. But she's showing me that her faith is really strong. And she's a total peace.
Mm. Yeah, she had a very, very strong faith.
Yeah, she was a strong believer, and she was tested when she was alive when your brother passed, right? You told me that you had to tell, and that really tested her faith. That really tested her faith. But she's with him now, so she's got the best of both worlds. She says, because she's with him and she's with you and your sister, and she's there. Is there a grandson in the mix here?
Yes. Well, for who, me or my mom?
For your mom. Oh, you have a grandson, but your mom has a grandson, right? Two. And then one from these grandsons, you have a grandson.
Yes.
They have, right. Okay. Is there a 4-year-old?
No, he will be a year on Sunday.
Okay, so he's a baby.
Yeah.
Is there a C name like Colin?
There's Christopher.
Okay, so Christopher is your son, right?
Son.
Yeah, and Christopher's the one who has a child?
Yes.
Yeah, she says she's having the time of her life looking at these children, these grandsons, and she's loving the fact that you're a grandmother. And she says it's the greatest gift that you could have. I have to agree with her. I mean, like, I would have skipped parenthood to get to grandparenthood, right? Yeah, it's really great. She says you're going to have a great time with this.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was nice meeting you, Pam. I hope that it brought you an element of peace to connect with your family.
Thank you
for letting me do that.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you,
Pamela.
It did. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You got warmed up there, Mom.
Well, that's what it's you get the image, and then you have to ask them to fit it for you, so you know which direction to go. Otherwise, it's just a picture, and it doesn't really mean anything to me.
We got one more here, and we'll wrap up after this one. Hopefully, we'll end on a super duper high note here.
Hi, Theresa.
Wow.
Can you hear me now?
You're good.
I just want to preface this. Theresa and I went to high school together. She was a very good friend. Nice seeing you again, Theresa.
I don't remember.
Theresa Callahan.
Hi, Theresa. Did I ever meet you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's nice. Okay. So a lot of the names applied to you. Can you tell me which names applied?
Down the list, because I think I hijacked your whole thing here.
Well, they were pretty vocal then, because they were insistent through everybody's reading.
They do come through. There's certain people that come through every time I get read, no matter where I am or no matter who's around. These people push their way to the front.
Right. That's really
well. When you originally you said the H name, which was, you were saying a grandmother, and you said Helen. Helen is my grandmother.
Okay.
And you said the G name. Now I'm gonna tell you this. When I first started listening, I do this game with whenever I go to get a psychic reading, and I tell this person to say, make sure you say Gregory. If you say Gregory, I know you're here. If you say Gregory is my son, and you asked who's Greg? That's a weird. I never get that name.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of was like, all right, I know.
Gregory's your child. And
Yes.
Your child is here, right? He's
Yes.
with you, right? Okay.
Mhm.
But that was either is your father passed?
No, that was his father.
His father is passed, and Helen is your grandmother,
Yes.
and she's
Henry,
passed.
and you asked about a Henry, and Henry is my brother.
And Henry's your brother. Henry is here, right?
No, Henry's passed.
Henry's passed.
Mhm. Yes.
Henry passed a while ago.
Years ago. When we were kids.
Why would Henry show me bicycle? Was there anything related to a bicycle with Henry?
Not that I can think of. No.
Was he sick as a child
He was a baby.
when he passed?
Yes.
Okay, so he was born ill?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was born, and he was missing a chromosome or something? Was there something about him that was missing something when he was born? Like, in other words,
We don't really know because by the time they noticed something was wrong, he passed within days. So
right. I think what he's saying with the bicycle is that he's grown up there and he's riding, like, in other words, whatever life your parents felt he didn't get was fulfilled on the other side. He's living his best life. And this is Henry, correct?
correct.
Yeah, I did say the name Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was born. There was something wrong, like from the get-go, like a chromosomal thing that he would have never made it to the first year. You know, he didn't sit up in time, right? He couldn't sit up, and he didn't thrive. Was there something about the size of his head? He's telling me the size of his head was off.
I don't really know. I don't know like all the details of it, you know, because I was
Whatever it was not easy for your parents because they were like, it was like Polax because there's no history of it in the family, but he knew he was loved. He knew how loved he was. He was your little brother? You were first? Yes. Did you get to hold him?
I was older than him.
You're older than
I was little.
But you were little, like 4 years old? You were a little girl?
I was 5.
You were 5. Did you get to hold him? Because he's showing me a picture of you sitting on the couch holding him.
Yep.
You know, he loved you so much. You were like the perfect big sister. He's showing me a really endearing picture of you sitting and holding him, and you were very tender with him, and you were very like a little mama. You were taking care of him, like not really, but your parents put him in your arms, and you were like really, you embraced him. And he said, you know, he came here for his short time for whatever the reason was, and then he left. But he lives a full and fulfilling life on the other side. And he's showing me that he's riding a bicycle. You know, I don't know if your mother ever said something like, oh my God, he'll never get to ride a bicycle. Ask your mother if she ever made a comment like that, because it seems to have significance. He says, tell your father he drove a car. Like, in other words, he did everything that they were afraid he wouldn't get the chance to do. He's fulfilling.
Gotcha.
He's showing me himself in a football. Like, in other words, he's living every. He had trouble breathing. Did he have trouble breathing in the end?
I'm sorry. Well, that's kind of how he died. Was that he would stop breathing?
Right, because he's making me choke. So they thought maybe it was SIDS, you know, sudden what's that? Sudden death.
Sudden infant death syndrome.
But he says it wasn't. He said there was stuff wrong. I would be interested to know what his APGAR rating was when he, like, in other words, there was stuff that was wrong that he may have looked perfect, but there was something wrong from the beginning, and it just wasn't meant to be. But he chose your parents, and they were wonderful parents, and they gave him the love of a lifetime. In his very short life, he had the love of a lifetime. So he wants them to know that he really cherished them. Who's Anne Marie? Is there an Anne Marie or Marie Ann or Rosemary? That Marie name.
That I don't know.
Ask your
I'll have to
mom.
think about it.
Ask,
will.
is there even a Rosa, R-O-S-A? Rosa? An Aunt Rosa?
There's
Or another
Rose.
grandmother Rosa? There's a Rose.
Hmm.
Okay, who's Rose?
My mother.
That's your mom. So he's calling out.
Mhm.
Okay, and this is Helen's daughter, right?
Correct.
Okay, so Helen is calling out. Did Helen have a cross that she wore around her neck?
I
Or
don't
did she
remember.
have rosaries?
Oh, she definitely had rosaries.
Yeah, who
In
got
close proximity.
yeah. Yeah, who has one set of her rosaries? Who has rosaries in their bedroom from her? Okay, so she's acknowledging. She's showing them on a dresser half out and half in. That she's acknowledging that you have. Are they dark? Are the beads dark?
No, they're like a crystal.
They're like a crystal, but she's showing me these rosaries in the bedroom, half in and half out of a little container. You knew that. Oh, we lost.
Yeah, she'll be back in a second. So her family was trying to get in on it from the beginning.
Well, they
No,
would.
that was, I mean, like that. It's
Yeah.
it's not. You can't mistake that.
Mm-mm. Well, that was the G name that he kept interrupting.
And you've never said Gregory in all the
I
readings.
said the name
Never.
Gregory, and I said Gregory, right? Like I said Gregory.
There's like this a gurgling sound. Do you hear that?
I do. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if there's much
I
we
can
can
hear
do
a little
about it.
bit too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Gregory's a little bit of an imp. I'm telling you, I think he likes to. If you have like little tricks that happen, I think it's Gregory is doing them to you. No, Gregory's your son, so Henry is doing them to you. But he was calling out to Gregory. How old is Gregory?
He's 19. He'll be.
Okay. Henry shows me he's been around Gregory his whole life. And he's been around. Who's the artist? Who likes to draw?
Alive or gone past?
Doesn't matter. We have to find where it fits, but they're showing me a sketchbook.
I would think I had an uncle who passed who was an artist.
Did he have a name with a W, like Walter?
Yep.
Or okay, so that's what his name was Walter?
Willie.
Willie. Okay, so yeah, that would be my second choice. But he tells me the W name, which I always get them wrong. Okay. Did he do it with pencils and charcoal? Was he like an artist? Yeah, because he says I'm still tell everyone I'm still drawing. So this was who was this in relation to your mother?
This was Helen's son. This was my mom's baby brother.
Your mom's
baby brother.
Yeah. Did maybe his father frown upon him drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, "Screw him. I'm still doing it." He says, "Let your mother know."
Exactly what he would say.
Yeah. He says, "Screw him. I'm still doing it." And he's happy he's doing it. Who died in a car crash? Who was killed in a car crash, or who had a car crash?
He kind of did.
Yeah,
it wasn't a car crash. It was a bike, but he.
That was the bike. Maybe that was the bike.
It was like a street thing, like not a motorcycle, but like almost like a moped.
A moped, but okay. Yeah, because your family, they're loud. Each one of them is yelling out. Like grandma's sitting right here and she interrupts. And and Henry is running around. Like I'm telling you, he's like, he would have been a trickster. And then the other guy, Willie, is sitting here. So he was right. He's showing he had an impact to his chest. It was an impact. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, very much so. He had a heart attack while riding it.
Right. He's okay because he's showing me he's going like this. So he says he was dead before he hit the ground. If someone is having anxiety that he suffered or whatever, he says he was dead before he hit the ground. Like he was out of his body, yanked out before he didn't feel any pain. You just got the chills, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's because he walks through you. He's close with you. Yeah. Did you know him?
My uncle?
Yeah.
We were very,
Yeah.
very close.
Yeah. He's with you a lot. He's like, he walks through, he says that you and he kind of like was siblings almost, like you got each other. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
You were good friends. You used to tell him stuff you didn't tell anybody else?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. He says it was quick. He says it was quick. Did he call your mother sis?
I think he called most of them sis, because he was the
Yeah,
youngest of the bunch.
Yeah, he's saying the word. You know, very few people use that. My brother uses it, and it's so old fashioned. But he's saying, tell sis I didn't feel anything. So whoever sis is there a Marion or a Marjorie in this group? An M name, like an old fashioned M name, could be Margaret.
His other sister is Maureen.
Maureen. Okay, so he's calling out to his sisters, and he wants them to know he didn't suffer. It was quick, and he knows they pray. Do they pray for him or something? Like there's active. This is like active praying, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he says he taught his nephew marbles, because this would have been Henry would have been his nephew, right?
Henry would have been yes.
Yeah, he says, I taught him marbles. I took over. I took care of everything. So what they're telling you is that they're all together. And it's not sad. He says, for God's sake, it's not bad here. You know, everything. We get to do what we want. We're with people we love. He says, they drape it in black and make it so terrible. It's not bad. And he wants your mom to know, if she harbors sadness, not to. That if it's hard. You know, I'm trying to say to him, look, you know, it's a, you know, God forbid, it's a kid. He says, I know, but she's got to understand. He's with me, I'm with him, and we're all with you. We're all with you. Do you have, before COVID, was there some kind of big family celebration? You had them all in your backyard?
Yep.
There was something that went on, right?
Yeah. I had a huge graduation party for my son.
Yeah, he says, we were all there. We saw it all. They were all there, you know? And they just want you to know that we're all with you. And Helen is quiet. Did she used to knit or crochet? Did she do something with knitting or crocheting? Or tatting with lace? Did she do tatting with somebody over there does tatting with lace, because they're just sitting there tatting with the lace. You're doing something with the lace.
I don't.
Ask your mother. Maybe there's a great aunt or something. There's somebody there who's doing, you know, with the lace. But was Helen born here, or was she born in Italy?
No, she was born here.
Who was born in Italy? Her mother?
No, my in-laws were born. She was born in Italy. Not my in-law, but it would have been. It's my husband's grandmother was born there.
Is there an Antoinette? This is a weird name, but Antoinette, some kind of an A name that's like really like an old-fashioned name, Antoinette or Angelica. It's definitely, I'm leaning towards Antoinette. Ask in that side of the family if there's somebody like that. Ask in your own family if there's an A name that goes back, like a couple generations back.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's the policeman?
Well, I am, but my first husband was too.
Yeah. They're showing me a uniform. So, yeah. Your father wasn't a policeman too?
My father?
Yeah.
Yeah, my father was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're showing me your father. It's like generation, like it's in the family. It's the family business. They're calling it the family business. But your son's not going to go for that. Is he?
That's what he thinks he's going for, but hopefully not.
Yeah, I see him doing more like detective work, or he's going to become a lawyer. He may start out with this, but they're telling me, he's going to take the family business to another level. That's what they're telling me. So I don't know, but I never question them. I've learned not to question them. If they say something, all right. So he's trying to get onto the force now.
Yeah.
Right. But they're showing me that he's not going to be a uniform guy. He's going to be like a suit guy.
Okay.
Related to the industry, to the family business, but related. So he may start out as a uniform, but he's going to end up, I think he's going to end up branching out, getting whatever it is. Is there a Christiane or a Christina? No?
Nobody that I can think of. Yeah.
So you have one son and that's it?
No, I have 3.
You have 3 sons. The other two are younger, right?
Yes.
Yeah. One of them rides a little moped too. Do you have a moped? Not a moped. One of those bikes.
They have quads.
Quads. Yeah, they're showing me that they're in the quads. They wear helmets, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're telling me they were more careful than Uncle Willie. They're telling me that they have better heads on their shoulders.
My Uncle Willie got in a accident years prior to that, and he had a big scar up in his head.
Yeah, they're saying that he was a little bit of like in other words, he was a daredevil, or he did things. Your boys are sensible; they're more sensible. But I think what your grandmother, what Helen's telling me is they'd better be, because you'd beat the crap out of them otherwise. Does that make sense to you? You're a tough mother.
100%.
Yeah, you don't take crap. You don't take crap from them. Your grandmother says she knows how to do it with a look. That all you have to do is give them a look, and that's enough.
There's more there. There's more family there.
Oh, she's got a ton of family.
Yeah, there's more there.
Yeah.
Only Theresa Callahan would have 3 boys. I mean, like, Theresa, you would 100% have 3 boys.
Of course I do, because God.
Like, yes.
Theresa, because like I was getting a very strong, I didn't realize Callahan would be an Irish name. I was getting a very strong Italian vibe. So it must be your husband's family.
Yes.
Right? I'm getting a very strong Italian vibe. Did somebody work with shoes, like as a shoemaker? Somebody had something to do with shoes? I'm talking about one of the dead people, like a grandfather, a great-grandfather. Were they a shoemaker, or maybe they worked with shoes or worked in a shoe store, something with shoes? Ask your parent. Ask your parent.
Yeah.
And is there a Rob or a Robert?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my sister's husband is Rob.
Yeah. Yeah. Does somebody work with something with videos, or like with computer, like network, like some kind of like creation of something for people to watch?
Well, my grandfather was a photographer for the military, but that's all really all. And he used to do like all the childhood videos of them, like pictures put together.
Yeah, they're showing me like a video of pictures or like images being put together. So that's your grandfather. So that's his way of showing that he's there too. Is there a Charles? Did I ask for a Charles? Did I ask for Charles?
No.
And there's no Charles. You don't know that name, Charles. Hello? Yeah? It could be.
No, I don't know any.
There. But who got tattooed for Willie, like a memorial tattoo? Did somebody do something? Did somebody do something? Did somebody do something in his memory? If not a tattoo, was something done in his memory, like a he's showing me that there was some kind of memorial for him, or something that is permanent.
I can't think of anything.
You have a picture of him in your house?
I have a lot of pictures of him.
Of him. Yeah. Yeah. He says it's like a shrine. Anyways, do you have something of his next to a picture? Maybe that's what he's talking about. Did he serve in the military?
No, no.
Are they dog tags? There's no dog, right?
No, not him, no.
But there are dog tags of somebody.
Well, I have a lot of military in my family, so we have
Yeah.
a couple.
Do you have dog tags in your house?
My sons have like fake ones that my brother made for them.
Okay. Because he's showing me dog tags.
My brother's in the military.
Okay, so
My brother's in the military.
I asked you before if someone was in the military, right? Didn't I ask? I don't remember if I asked you.
Sorry. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Your
my
brother's-
brother here is
Yeah. He's showing me, the dog tags. Yeah, there's somebody in the military. So there we go. There's somebody in the military. He's serving? Is he in Afghanistan now?
No, not right now. Right now he's in stationed in North Carolina.
Yeah, but he has been in Afghanistan. He's been there, right?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah. He's showing me dusty boots. Yeah, this is Willie. He says, "Don't worry, I don't let him go there alone. I'm always with him. He's always with him, and he's watching out for him."
Tons of fun.
It's unbelievable.
Connecting with the afterlife.
Hi. Yeah. So he was bringing up those dog tags. So, and then just to reiterate that there is someone in the military. And
yes, yeah, my brother. I
yeah.
apologize. I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You don't have to, because that's what I said when we got on, that we're so intent on listening, for who we want to hear from, that we miss all the other stuff. Who had plastic flowers in their house, and they were dusty? Like, who had like flowers on the table that were plastic? Like a place, like you put in the center.
Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about. It's just it was like fake fruits and.
Oh, that'll work. I mean,
yeah.
So whatever, but a centerpiece,
Mm-hmm.
So that was that Helen?
It was her mother, and that was like what I used to talk about. The only memory I had of her house as a kid was picking up fake fruits.
So
Wow.
So that they want to. That's the way of proving this is them. That's a beautiful connection. I mean, they didn't show me fruits; they showed me the flowers that my grandmother used to have that I hated, because it always showed the dust. Like you could, they weren't real; they didn't look real. But that's really, so your grandmother is with, like they're all there, and they're all very proud of you, and they enjoy all of your successes, and they're all together. And just like you have family celebrations where you're together with your family, they're with you all the time, and they participate. Was there someone
I gotta tell you before you go? With the what?
Was there someone with an L name?
Yeah, that's who I was going to tell you before you brought it up. You didn't say L, but you were bringing up everything about him.
Yeah.
And that's Larry, which would be Greg's dad.
Greg's dad. Okay.
I had written down, because that's when I was texting on the thing. I'm like, she's talking to me, because you said, is there like a floral memorial, and is there a bench? And in front of Larry's grave, there is I think his mother did it. It's like a floral thing, and then they have a bench right there.
Got it.
And it was just odd that you said that earlier, and you were saying, like, I see a uniform. Yeah.
It's her ex-husband.
Yeah, but that's what happens. You get to see it, and you don't know where it applies, because it's.
Did you say L? Did you say who's the L name?
I just said who's the L name.
Okay, yeah.
He wanted to get through, and he wanted to make sure that she knew that he was here. But you see, she's terrific because she knows the names.
Right.
Like
Theresa seems like a pro with mediums.
You're really good at taking the information and applying it to the right place. But so that's your ex-husband, Larry, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. He was an officer too?
Yes.
Was he killed in the line of duty?
Yeah, well, he was a volunteer fireman and he died that way. Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, because he's telling me I died at work. He's saying, he died.
You said that earlier. You said that earlier. Who died at work?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
Yes.
when you were asking that woman, yeah, you were talking
Right.
to her and you said, he's showing me this, and did he die at work? And I see him in the car, and everything you were saying. I was like, she's talking to me.
Right. Well, how old was Greg when he passed?
Not
14.
Greg, Larry.
Larry. No, Greg is his
Oh,
son.
Larry was 40. Larry was 40. Yeah.
But how old is Greg? So
Yeah,
how
he's
old was
74.
Greg when his dad?
Gregory was 14.
14. Please let him know that
You
he.
said to earlier, like with the cat.
Oh,
And
We're losing you, Theresa.
He's in those pictures.
yes.
Theresa, we're losing you.
When you said that, I had Dan's cap and gown picture out, and the day of his graduation was very.
I know exactly what she's saying. When I was referring to the pictures that the father was there, that was who was talking, that he
Right.
was trying really hard to get a message to his son, Gregory, that he hasn't missed anything. He's been there through all of his triumphs, and he's so very proud. If you can hear this, Theresa, please let Greg know how proud his father is. Let his father know how proud
I will.
Let Gregory know how proud his father is. Did he get a medal after he died? Was there some kind of recognition for his bravery, or was there some kind of certificate? I don't know what it would be, but he got recognized for his work, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you should connect with
I'm gonna give Theresa your information, Mom, because
Yes.
the Wi-Fi is not good. But
Yeah. They were through the whole
the whole time, you could see like the way she was answering you, like she was having a conversation, like there was a depth.
So very experienced.
Yeah.
When you deal with a
I'm
media.
sorry.
Oh no, don't apologize. It's
Theresa, I'm gonna give you my mom's direct information, so there'll be no interference. So when you're ready to, like in tonight, tomorrow, the next day, you guys will get in touch because the
Thank
Wi-Fi
you.
is really spotty. Yeah, no, it's no problem. But like
I
your
definitely
family hijacked all 3 sessions.
it did.
I know.
It did.
Stupid.
But please let Gregory know how proud his dad is of him. Like he's like in my ear saying, "Get that message
I will.
to my kid." That he didn't miss a single
Thank you.
thing. And he just said something to me,
Thank
and
you.
I hope I'm interpreting this right. But you're married now to somebody else, right? He's thanking him for being a good father.
Mhm.
He's extending. It's really sweet. I wish you could feel this. He's filled my whole body with warmth. He is so filled with gratitude to your husband that he stepped in and treated all the kids equally. That's the way he's presenting it to me, and that he's been a terrific father. And he's extending roses to you to thank you for the great job you've done. Not that he has to thank you, your mother. That's what you do. But it's. I wish you could.
Yeah. I didn't have much of a choice.
Right, but he's gratitude. He's saying maybe I didn't know how to show those things while he was here, but he feels it now, and he wants you to know how grateful he is.
Thank you.
Theresa, thank you for your service. I didn't know you were a police officer. That's incredible.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
for
you.
the whole family.
Thank you.
The whole family.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And thank
you.
Ray.
Thank
Ray's
you.
in the Army?
Yeah,
Ray is.
he's been in the Army for, it's got to be about 15 years or so.
Theresa, Ray,
He's
we
like
grew
G.I.
up
Joe.
together. Yeah, I would expect nothing less from Ray Callahan, honestly.
Does Ray have 2 daughters?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He's got
3. I keep getting that wrong, but I got the 2
Yeah.
daughters. Yeah. But they're grown now. They're
Yeah.
big girls.
A lot
Yeah,
of
a lot of kids. A lot of fun.
Yeah, no, but they're little. They're little. They're like 12, 8, and 5, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's got 3 daughters.
Yeah. But
No, 14. He's 14.
yeah, I'm getting that they're kind of like growing, like they're not infants, and
Mhm. Yeah, they're not
surrounded by a lot of love, you know, and everybody really participates. That's the one thing they like. Nothing's changed. They're still there. In fact, I see that Uncle Willie right behind you. And like I said, Larry, they were all they couldn't. They were shouting so loud they couldn't identify themselves. And then at the last minute, he said, to me, "Say an L name, a name with an L." Just when you were saying that, so I feel that you talk to them all, don't
Wow.
you, Theresa? You do have conversations
all the time.
Yeah, they're saying you don't need a medium. You
All the time.
on your own. You are really connected.
Oh my God, I told him to say that because last medium I went to said to me, "You don't need a medium. You could talk to them yourself." I said, "If you're here, Larry, you tell her I don't need to talk through a medium."
Telling me you're
And
like,
I swear to God, like these things. My husband was walking through, and I was telling him what I told you.
I just
Yeah.
repeat whatever.
That's crazy.
All
No,
I
you're
am
very good.
is a vessel. They talk to me. I tell you, and then we try to and then I'm like a detective. We try to piece it together and see where it fits in because it's just an image or a hear or a smell or whatever. I get a feeling like I had with, your uncle that his chest was involved, whatever. That's how it works for me. So, but you sense them. They're showing me you cooking in the kitchen and you look around because you sense them in the room. You know when they're in the room. You're highly sensitive to them, and you hear them. And they said, follow your gut. When you're working, don't listen to anybody, follow your gut. So I don't know what this message is about, but that's Larry and Willie are telling you, follow your gut. Whatever your gut tells you to do it. All right?
Got it.
Well, it's nice seeing you.
Thank you.
Nice
Appreciate
meeting you.
Theresa, it was nice seeing you. I'm glad we reconnected on Facebook. It's incredible.
It was nice seeing you too. Absolutely.
Thanks, Theresa.
Bye,
Good
Theresa.
job, guys.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank
safe.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
I'm gonna stop hijacking your post now.
It's all good.
Bye, guys.
You can keep doing it.
That was interesting.
You know how I know that it's real. You know how I knew. I saw, Theresa and I reconnected on Facebook. And again, for people that don't know, I joined Facebook in 2020, right? I'm 9 months old to Facebook. And I saw there was a post and it was her, she was doing a memorial for her first husband or for her, a husband or something. And like I saw, the boys and whatnot. And I knew that it was, I knew that her first husband passed away. And, you got Willie and you got Henry and you doing this. And then I knew there was more there because I see in your face that people are just like bombarding you. And when you got the husband coming through,
Still here. They're still here. It's like
really,
I'm going to have to ask them to leave tonight. they don't get it that the party's over. But they came in when we opened up, when we did that exercise.
This is so ridiculous. This is a synchronicity. When she signed on, this is the craziest thing. She signed on to my Facebook feed and you just started getting cross currents. And she goes, Mike, they're talking to me. That's me. Henry's mine and Gregory's mine. She's telling me on my feed. And you keep saying these things, the memorial, this and that. Someone died at work. She's like, that's mine. That's mine. That's mine. So Eric, she couldn't get the link. So I emailed to Eric, sent me the link and I emailed it to her. But the minute she came on, you started getting everything wrong with everyone else.
Well, because they were shouting louder. But what was interesting was it last month that Doug from the limo forum was on?
Yeah.
When I kind of like when I'm doing it, I don't remember what I'm doing and nothing sticks, right?
Right.
So what happened was I don't know why, but I decided I usually don't, but I watched it over because I wanted to see, I like to watch and see what I get right, what I get wrong. And when we clicked on when we first got on, I said, I don't know. We were waiting for people to call in. I said, I don't know, but somebody's here looking for Andrew. I hear the name Andrew. And then like another person came on and I read them and Andrew wasn't. I said, whoever is looking to get on, there's somebody calling out or there's an Andrew, but there's an Andrew connection. And then when Doug got on and we were talking about old times and blah, 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 and then he mentioned his 3 kids. I didn't hear him because he said the names so fast. Do you know one of his kids' names were Andrew? So Andrew. His wife had gotten on from the very beginning and was waiting for him here.
That happened at George Anderson. One time, Eric and I went to George Anderson, and it was still in the group sessions. This is 15 years. This is years ago. And Eric and I, what?
More than 15 years.
When Paul passed, and we went, we gave a fake name, we gave fake ad, we gave everything fake. That we gave a money order. He couldn't track us at all. And we sat down, and he turned to someone, and he's like, Paul's here that died in a plane crash. And they're like, nope. And Eric and I looked at each other like, oh my God. You remember that, Eric?
Of course.
Well, I remember when we went after my father died, we were in a group and we were spread out. It was also a group and we were spread out throughout the room in different. I bought different 2 tickets for each family.
Yeah, I remember that.
But everybody was under a different name. He had no idea we were one he and my father interrupted 2 of the readings, and this guy is so rude. And I knew it was my father. And then he looked at me and he goes, whoever this is the rudest spirit I've ever had to deal with.
Bro, do you realize that all that static and interference is gone?
It's really weird.
Well, it was there was an echo on Theresa's feed.
It was an echo, but Mom's thing was glitching. Her computer screen was.
It still is glitching.
Well, Spirit does that.
I mean,
Spirit does that, guys.
Listen,
it's the poltergeist.
Oh, there's no.
Listen, I am beyond exhausted. So everybody,
she's working and you're tired. She's working and you're tired.
YouTube land, we love you all. Appreciate you all tuning in. If anybody would like a reading, go to ladyphyllis.com. You can do. She has group sessions up to 5+ if you're interested. We'll make anything work and happen. The other
day, I just want to say, the other day I did a party of 6 people. We had what do you call that? A Zoom. Yeah. And I got to read each person. They were shorter readings, but we did all 6 people, and it was a bunch of it was a yoga class, and they had such a great time. They subsequently, several of them have called me afterwards and gotten the full readings, but we really had, it was actually a lot of fun. It was a party. So think about your next party. You may want to do a group.
Yep, and this makes a great gift card. But yeah, tomorrow we're an interview with John Levin comes out. So that was a nice fun one. Hollywood Insider interview.
My manager.
Want to know how the movie Hook was made? Shrek. This guy put it all together.
Karate Kid.
We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you all.
Follow on TikTok.
Yeah, follow us all on TikTok. Lady Phyllis is Lady Phyllis 1. Eric.Oken and then Michael.Oken. Check us out on TikTok. And we'll see y'all next time.
Ma, hang on one second. We're going to sign off. Bye, everyone.